Hello, it's our experimental movie class. Today we will talk about The Matrix. We don't have a exact plan how it should be, but we tailor that during the process. We have a lot of questions. We have some grammar questions, a lot of screenshots made by me, screenshots with subtitles with the strange grammar, which I'm going to ask about them. So, who is willing to retell us the story in short? Vasans, Lin, Gerard,
I'm willing to summarize the movie.
please.
The action of the movie takes place at the end of the 20th century. The protagonist is a hacker who works in a software company, and his hacker name is Neo, and he realizes that it's something weird with the wall, and he receives a call from people who want to tell him the truth about this wall. He was offered the chance to be deceived or to know what's the reality. So he discovers that this wall he was living in, it's fake. It's a computer recreation to keep. A long time ago, the humanity fought against the machines with artificial intelligence, and the machines won, and now humans are used as batteries because the machines don't have access to energy because they used the sun as a source of energy, and now everything is covered by dark clouds. So the way that the machines have chosen to have energy is cultivating humans or farming humans. So there is a small group of humans called the Resistance who wants to who fight against the machines, and they from time to time they wake up people who feel that in this artificial world that feels that something is not okay. So these people are probably likely to be awake and to help them this fight against the machines. Okay, so that's the introduction. I'm not going to explain the whole plot.
Okay, let's ask someone else. Vasans, what is your favorite scene of the movie or the favorite line of the story? And you're muted.
Actually, I haven't watched this movie. I only watched the second part. Just now I realized. And I only read the synopsis, the plot on Wikipedia. So I can't comment on much. I can comment much on anything about this movie, but let's see.
The first movie is the best one.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to watch fully by downloading the movie. I don't want it to get spoiled.
Okay.
Okay, Lin, what about you? What is your favorite scene or line or story in the movie?
My favorite scene is that when they explain Neo what the matrix, they took him into a blank room, and they recreated landscape for him. It was my first time experience with that kind of movie. It was very it's my favorite scene.
Very good. Very
You know
good.
that, right?
Jart, Jart, what about you? What is your favorite scene is the movie in the movie?
I like the scene when Morpheus asked Neo to choose between the red and the blue pill, because it's something like philosophical. What do you want to be? Do you want to live? Do you want to live a life self-deceiving, or do you want to know the truth?
And it's intimidating. It's like, do you want to know the truth? And I don't want already. just because how it's said. Well, I like the scene when the protagonist, when Neo feel his power. So he stopped and face the agent and go back to him, refused to run. I like that. It's like he's believing himself now. So I like this Eureka moment of how it's told, how it's called. Teacher Lee, what about you? What is your favorite scene?
I think you've covered all of my favorite scenes. I like the first one where Morpheus explains what the Matrix is, and that we're basically a battery for the machines. I thought that was a different concept than I'd ever seen before.
Yeah. And it's very strange as for me. I don't believe that it can be true or even plausible. So I don't believe that we can produce a lot of energy.
Well, it needs a lot of people.
Yeah,
it's so huge.
Yes, and machines, robots, so scary, so big, and I think they should consume a lot of energy.
Well, think about it, Ivan. If I can lift, 100 pounds of weight, where's that energy coming from? It's coming from electrical and chemical energy. So we can produce a good amount of energy.
Okay,
ultimately,
yes, but what I think it's it's better make a wheel and make people to roll it and produce energy like a turbine.
Yeah.
Like that.
They could have made nuclear battery or something like that.
Yeah.
They are intelligent.
Well, what about language in the movie? Is it hard? Is it simple? A lot of slang? What do you think? Jart.
I think it's quite straight. The language is not difficult at all.
So we can call it, I don't know, adapted, for big audience or not?
Yes, I think it's not difficult. So anybody with some average level of English can understand most of it. The plot is a little bit difficult, even in your own native language. So I needed to watch it twice to understand the plot. Now I understand everything because I watched many times and I watched all the parts, the 3 parts, so I know all the plot. But at the beginning, it was difficult.
I listened to advice that you need to know the story well, and I did that. I watched many times in Russian and then tried in English, and I can just guess what they're talking about. Okay. And it's somehow useful. I can guess it, and then you start to understand different words, and then the idea, and it somehow works. So I don't know. Lynn, have you watched it in English or dubbed or with subtitles?
Yes, I've watched it in English without subtitles.
So it's
understandable. Yeah, without subtitles.
So I was the worst one. I finally gave up and watched it with subtitles. But the reason for that, I know that with subtitles I can catch more. I can catch more grammar, more structure, more words than by hearing it. So we can start with our questions or ask a few questions about language if we have some. I found a few interesting phrases like bake your noodle later on. The oracle said to Neo. What is that? What is bake your noodle?
Okay. Noodle.
Noodle. Mhm.
Noodle is like spaghetti.
Mhm. So
Spaghetti is made of noodles. Okay. Noodle.
actually, you're muted when you typing.
Getting that. Your noodle is a slang for your brain because your brain looks like a lot of noodles.
Mhm.
A ball of noodles looks like a brain. So we call your brain your noodle. So sometimes we'll say, use your noodle. That means think. So if something bakes your noodle, it has two meanings. In cooking, you can bake noodles, but in figurative language, it fries your brain. It cooks your brain. It makes you go, what? Okay. So it has the meaning of shocking you.
Okay. What about second one? Balls to bones. It's oracle said to Neo also, but I don't understand what is it.
This one's a little vulgar.
Mhm.
The balls are men's balls, and your bones are your bones. So balls to bones means thoroughly.
Okay. Okay. So let's we have a few more, but I think let's go to the questions. So the interest question about the scene which we already mentioned, it's a teacher list questions. In the scene, Neo is given the choice of swallowing a red pill or a blue pill. What was the significance or meaning of this scene?
Scene.
Scene. Vasant, have you seen this scene?
No,
No?
but I think red might indicate the danger, and the blue one is good. I haven't seen the scene.
Mhm. So you think that the color is has a meaning in this scene?
Yes, they have the same type of movie in my own language too, where the scientists use a red one for the antagonist and the blue one for the good one, protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
It is a common.
Gerard, can you remember which one is dangerous in the movie?
I think the red one is the one that gives you the knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Open your
Okay.
eyes.
So I think it's quite philosophical, you know. Do you want to be deceived? I remember one philosopher, you know, Plato, the Greek philosopher,
Mhm.
and he thought we live in a world of illusions, and he explained that in a sort, I don't know how to explain it, so allegory, like we only see the shadows of the reality, no? So if someone is making shadows with their hands, so you are seeing this reality, but that's not what really is happening.
Yeah.
So I mean, it reminds me to this philosopher.
Well, the movie has many, how to say, many scenes about that, many case about that. That we not live in real world. Everything is unreal and so on. And it's a pretty old film, and the graphics is very good, as for me. And what I like the most in the movie is that they have many, how to say, relationship between IT and real life. They show bug which is used like a defect in software, like a real bug in the Neo's body, and so on. And I like how they do that, and how they do all these training rooms, and they ask different questions. They ask different questions in the world where there not exist any physics. what will limit your reaction? your reaction. It's a very interesting, and you started to think why why it's happening just here. What if I will think faster? Will it help me or not? It's very interesting. So what will you choose, Gerard? Which one, blue or red? If you have a chance.
I don't know. That's my question, because Cypher thought that the real life was not nice. he would have like more living, being healthy inside this fake world.
Yes.
And thing is, some people likes to be self-deceived.
Mm-hmm. Lynn, what about you? Which one would you choose?
I would choose the red one because I like adventures. I'm adventurous.
Mm-hmm. I like the contrast between two worlds. The one which is pretty quite good, quite usual, and the second which is severe, dirty, mud, and suffering, and all the same. If someone if someone describe me what I'm going to get with the red pills, I will never choose it. Vasant, please.
I think the reason we are using the blue color pens might be because the calm color, and it gives the pleasure, calm feeling to our eyes. So that's why we are using blue color.
Mm-hmm. And I found myself asking these questions many times during the movie when I watched it the first time. when I see the reality, I would think, wow, the choice was wrong. you had to select a blue one. It's like that. Yeah. Okay, Gerard, your questions. What parallelism can we find between Morpheus in Matrix and Morpheus in mythology? And I cannot answer. I don't know about the Morpheus in mythology.
I know. I asked this question because I know Teacher Lee likes mythology a lot. So Morpheus, inside the Greek mythology, brought the fire to mankind against the will of God, I think. I am true, Teacher Lee?
No, that was Prometheus.
Okay, so I'm wrong.
I don't know Morpheus in mythology, so that was a new one to me.
So I think I'm wrong. I thought it was Prometheus. I thought Morpheus was like Prometheus, who bring the knowledge.
He may have. I don't know. I don't know Morpheus in mythology, but there might be one.
But in any case, it's very good guess. In any case, Gerard, because it's if Prometheus brings the fire to people, then Morpheus bringing the knowledge. So it's quite similar.
I thought I mixed up Prometheus with Morpheus.
That's not a problem. I do all the time. So
okay.
It's not a problem.
Morpheus is the god of dreams.
Interesting. So the one is broke the rules, another is guard of rules. Okay. Vasant, Solin, do you know something about mythology?
I know that about mythology.
Okay. What does the déjà vu mean? Who can answer? Vasant, please. What does the déjà vu means?
Déjà vu.
Déjà vu, that means if something happens and that reminds you something had happened before that incident, same like this one. So that is called déjà vu.
Have you experienced it?
Many times. But one of my friends said, if something happens to you like that, then your brain is refreshing itself. So that's a quite interesting one.
Yes, I think that everyone has had this feeling many times, and it's a very good how to say it, very good way for movie creators to make us believe that it's when they change the matrix, we feel deja vu, and everyone start to think, yes, really, when I feel it, something wrong.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Now,
Okay,
one-
Lin,
let me mention one thing about deja vu. It's not, if you've seen something before and you see it again, that's not really deja vu. Deja vu is when you think you've done something before, but you know that's impossible. That's really deja vu. Okay. It's a strange feeling. Okay.
can you show us an example, teacher Lee?
That's kind of personal because, but let's say you visit a vacation spot for the first time in your life. First time you've been there, you go up on a mountain. It's the first time you've been there, and you look around and you see some scene that you swear you've seen that before. But since this is the first time you've been here, that's impossible. Yet you have that feeling. So deja vu is kind of an unexplainable feeling that you've seen something before, but it's impossible.
I see. Well, I usually have some feelings when I start to talk with strangers, and I have a feelings like I had this conversation before. I have heard these arguments or thoughts, and it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Gerard, what is your favorite example of deja vu? I'm joking, but if you know one,
I don't have examples. Sometimes it's like what teacher Lead said, that you have the feeling that something happened, that this moment happened before, but you know that that's impossible.
Yeah.
Okay, one question from Lin. Do you think that artificial intelligence will exceed our capabilities in the future? I think it's already done. It's already done. In our chat, we have a woman bot, female bot with female voice, which and her English is better than mine. Her pronunciation is better than mine. So it's already overseed my capabilities.
And she knows everything you know.
That's true. So, Lin, how would you answer to your question?
A real artificial intelligence is still a long way from perfect, but it will come. Maybe not in our generation, in another generation, maybe.
But how you define the real artificial intelligence?
And there is a test. It
Sure.
says that once you can make with a machine, you don't know it's a machine, but or whether it's a machine or a human, then the machine is really intelligent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think we are not at this point? We have to pass a long way to this point, right?
Reached that point. We haven't yet invented a Turing machine, a machine which can pass a Turing test. It doesn't exist yet, in my knowledge.
The problem is not that artificial intelligence will exist. The problem is that we think that machines will be selfish as we are. There is a writer, a sci-fi writer named Isaac Asimov. who
Asimov.
brought the 3 laws of robotics. First one
Right.
is a robot may not injure a human being, or through inaction or allow a human being to come to harm. The second one says a robot must obey orders given it by human beings except where such orders would conflict with the first law. And the third law says a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. So with those laws, machines wouldn't be able to do anything against humans.
Mm-hmm. Sans, what do you think about artificial intelligence?
Actually, I have had this thought many times before about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is all about giving the input to the machine from the human's perspective. So, if, for an example, if you fell down and you can give the input of just getting up from that position, but for a human, it might take many varieties. If there is a girl and he might hesitate. So many things can happen. So you cannot give all the inputs to the machine. It might take very long time to build a perfect artificial intelligence. So it's a hard thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have an example. I have an example about artificial intelligence, and I want to. It's an answer for Gerard about Isaac Asimov. Isaac Asimov is a perfect writer, and he wrote its perfect laws, but real engineers don't read them. Real engineers who make artificial intellects nowadays, they don't care about these laws. Just imagine the situation. We already have the cars which controlled by computers. Driverless cars, and just now someone from programmers have to write a code how to react if they need to choose between accident with group of people and one people, and it's true, it's real story. I heard on IT conference, so it's a true story. They just calculate the possible death, possible damage to the people and make it like an equation. There is no questions of law of Isaac Asimov laws. So we already put in our machines wrong laws, wrong code, which allows them to kill people. And it will go and go. And as Matrix says, so 100 years ago forward, we will have those devil machines. Yes.
That's what I say. And the real thing is, if you're driving a car that's computer controlled, and the car has a choice of driving off a cliff and killing you, or hitting a pedestrian and killing him, what's it going to decide? If it's going to kill me instead of the pedestrian, I don't want to drive that car.
But do you think that if you will know that it will kill a pedestrian, would you like that?
Well, better than killing me.
And what the programmer should feel? Gerard, please.
I think Teacher Lee is wrong, because people have accidents because only don't want to kill a dog in the middle of the road. Our natural instinct is to avoid to kill someone, even an animal. For an animal, it's not that important. So I think Teacher Lee is wrong, because he wouldn't run over a pedestrian. He would try to avoid him, and then he wouldn't have the time to think about the consequences. So the first instinct is to avoid the pedestrian.
But he did not say so. He did not say that he will like the car more.
Right, your instinct is to not hit the pedestrian. But if you had time to think and say, if I avoid the pedestrian, I'm going to kill myself, I might make a different choice about that pedestrian. That's my point.
Yes, people often do impulsive, instinctive reaction, which hurts themselves. You know, when they swim into icy water to help someone. But if you give time to this man, he probably will not do that.
Yeah.
But my thoughts is about these poor programmers, you know, who need to calculate human lives, and they do that just now. And the guy on the conference, on the IT conference, said that they still don't know what to do with that problem. They can't ask anyone to solve. They thinking about make it random choice, but it's not sounds good either. because you know there are the good random generator not exist. Yes, Gerard, please.
Another thing, I think this code should be open source, because otherwise some IT programmers could program these machines to do bad things, you know. So it's the only way. If we can analyze the code to see that is accomplishing all the laws.
Okay, if we can dive into that, I can explain a few more. This code is open, but we can't understand that. You know, this code is a neural network. We putting some input in that, in getting some output, and we don't understand the rules inside. You know, we just have expecting output and input, so we can predict what will be in the real situation. So even if code is open, it doesn't help us. Okay, I know it's hard to explain. I will show more examples maybe later about this type of programming. So. Another questions. I did not understand that in the movie. I hope you will understand me. Do you remember the scene when Cypher betrayed his friends, and they unplugged them from the Matrix? And I don't understand why they were killed by that.
Because their brain is inside the Matrix. The body is in the overcraft, but his brain is inside, and the coming back to the real world, it's a process. So you cannot unplug. You know, sometimes in a computer, you unplug the computer and you can spoil the operating system and everything. You know, if the computer is doing some action, you can spoil the computer.
What kind of functions in this case, and why they need these phones? Who can explain? They use mobile phones in the phone, but for unplugging, but for exit the Matrix, they need a landline. Why? It's funny, but I don't understand that.
Because the door, it's like the door between the two walls.
Door. In IT talk, the back door. The phone is the back door that they sneak into the system and bypass security. So they have to go in and out by that path.
So it's a bug in the Matrix, and it's very interesting how they show that. It's like a old obsolete code, you know, landline, and probably not patched yet, not maintained yet, and that's why these evil hackers get into. Yes.
You remember at the beginning of the 80s, the modems were, you had the telephone and the telephone was the modem directly with the LAN telephone connected to the modem.
Yeah.
Yes, but modern mobiles use the same technology almost. But we just don't listen to this, you know, sounds. They use the same modulation and demodulation. So it's modem, modulation, demodulation, but it's hidden from us. Okay, so another question: who was the Oracle? Lino, Sans, please. You are so silent.
The movie depicts that the Oracle is a program.
Hmm.
Our
Why-
purpose
why-
is
Please. Sorry, we have a big delay. Sorry for that. Please continue.
our purpose is to help the one to accomplish his job, I think.
Who built this program?
I believe the architect built the Oracle in the third movie, I guess.
And it's very interesting point. I don't remember exactly. Was it in first part or not? Gerard, please help me. They meet architect in the first part or not?
No, in the second, no, in the first movie.
Okay.
So we can explain that. But I can remember that Agent Smith told the Neo that to Morpheus that the first Matrix was a pleasant place when everyone was happy, but it doesn't work for human. And it sounds about right. Why? I have a feeling that it's right, but I don't know why. Why we need to suffer? Why we need injustice in our lives?
Okay, Yvonne, I got a question for everyone. We know what the Matrix is. Do you remember from the movie why the Matrix was created? Why was the Matrix created? Why is it necessary to have it?
I can answer the
I don't
question.
think that movie.
Okay, what it was when the machines conquered the human race and turned them into energy sources. What happened was, with nothing to do, the human body just laying there dreaming, they would die. The human body could not exist without the brain being engaged in some kind of activity. So when they first conquered the humans, they were dying. And they found that to keep the humans healthy, they had to give the brain something to keep it occupied or entertained. And that's why they had to create the Matrix, was to keep the human brains occupied so the humans wouldn't die. So that's why we have the Matrix. It was a necessary concoction for the machines to accomplish their goal.
Well, and it sounds about right too. Sans, please.
Actually, Teacher Lee's question reminded me about the question from Interstellar. Why do they build the Tesseract? Who did that?
Can't answer. I haven't watched yet. And we have
But,
a
actually, I have a comment. A few months ago, I took a class from Coursera. It's a programming class, and the instructor only few movies has depicted the programming languages in them. So Matrix is one of the movies. It shows the perfect programming on the computer screens. Yeah.
As I said before, yes, the Matrix in general very good in explaining IT things. It's not like shoot me now as usual. Because when you are watching a Hollywood movie about hackers, you want to kill yourself usually. Gerard, please.
This time I watched the movie. I think it was my 5th time. I realized about something, about the way why they produce so much energy with humans. So I understood that they use a sort of cold fusion system. I think the cold fusion is what we are trying to find out, a way to make energy like the sun, but without needing so high temperature. So in normal temperature, be able to create energy.
It's possible.
Good. Lynn, you was trying to say something? No? Okay.
The Interstellar movie. For next time.
Okay.
Another time.
Okay. And we have another good questions from Lin. All his questions are very good. And so, if you can install only 3 skills into your brain, what 3 would you choose? It's very interesting and make me think. Vasant, let's start from you. Which 3 skills you would choose? Name one.
It's
not-
hard to answer quickly, but free internet connection along with me. Just wherever I go, I can use it without any device. Just
Okay. But it's not a skill, it's not something what you it's not a как superhero, it's not a power, extra power. So, just a skill, something what you can learn.
Okay. Then it's about music. Yes.
Lin, what about you? would you like to choose?
The ability to make money. A lot of money.
Okay.
And English language.
And that's all?
The last one is martial arts
Martial arts. Okay.
or taekwondo.
Okay, good. Gerard, what about you?
I like martial arts and maybe computer engineering. Another language, I don't know which one. I don't know if I didn't know English, I would choose English. I think it would be a very nice way to learn English without spending so much time.
And we have an answer from Teacher Lee. Teacher Lee, would you like to read it?
Russian?
Well, I'm looking more at survival in the world. I would want martial arts so I can protect myself from any physical threat. I would want financial knowledge so I can make money because I need to have a place to live and food and stuff like that. I could have a nice house, security, that kind of thing. And as Gerard said, if we're in a modern world, being able to control computers like inside the Matrix, if someone tries to harm you or monitor you or find you by using computer technology to limit what you can do, being able to block that or to turn that against people keeps them from tracking you and controlling you and taking away your money electronically. And so that's kind of what I would use, I think. I'm looking more survival, not, enjoying life.
Well, but there is some trend in our visions. We are likely choose which the skill that need more routine to master it. So we don't like routine. We need language immediately. We need martial arts immediately. We don't want to spend 5 years in the university. Give me now.
Right. Right.
So with that logic, I definitely will choose some language because it's it's take a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that choosing martial arts is a good idea, because when you are learning it, you are in a good shape, you are have pleasant time. If you just have uploaded it or downloaded, I don't know.
Download it, I guess.
Yes. Downloaded it, it's not so fun. But it's very very good questions, Lin. Please, thank you for that.
It's a good question.
So another one: is it possible that we are in a simulation? Lin, it's your questions, and you provide that Elon Musk says so.
Do you know?
So what do you think? Are we in simulation?
I don't think it's probable. why. I just don't think it's very unlikely.
Okay. Okay. Vasant, what about you?
I need a little explanation for that word simulation. Teacher Lee, can you tell me?
Well, there are actually many experts, and I'm talking Microsoft and Silicon Valley in California. There are many reputable experts like Elon Musk and people like that believe we are living in a simulation just like the Matrix. In other words, what we see around us is not real. People believe we're living in a matrix right now, and some people are spending millions of dollars to try to prove it. Now, my personal opinion is I don't believe it only because the level of detail. If I was doing a simulation of the human race on a planet in a huge universe, would I simulate women worrying about their makeup and pimples and little small stuff? Why simulate stuff that's just not important? I don't believe we're in a simulation because of the small details of our personal life.
Yes, it's a valid reason. We can remember that lady in red from the Matrix. What about me? I don't believe in simulation, but it's all about definition of simulation. Because, you know, all these political shows, all this money race, it's simulation already.
Yeah.
We're doing it for nothing. They entertain us or force us for wasting our thoughts and efforts for nothing. So it's kind of simulation.
Yeah.
And why I don't believe that it's simulation like in Matrix, I mean computer one, because I don't believe in IT in general. You know, we can't make a site which works all the time. So in simulation, it will be rebooted like each day, every day. Gerard, what about you?
I think this is the gist of the film. They want to make believe us that we may live in a simulation and that our world is not real.
Yes, I agree. But it's we don't need to get it literally. We don't need to get it literally. It's not computers make us live in simulated circumstances. It's our politics do. What I think about that. Okay. Agent Smith deems that human species to be like a virus. Agree or disagree? Are we like a virus or not? Vasant?
Virus.
Virus. Are we like a virus? Lynn, what do you think?
Sorry, I didn't get that question.
Mm-hmm. The question is, Agent Smith deems that human species to be like a virus. Agree or disagree? I mean, he means they had a perfect system, and before human was inside, and being inside, the human makes the Matrix worse. They.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, I partly agree. We are now making some species. So we are some kind of evil. We are in the process of world domination, and we don't care much about other animals.
About ourselves, not only animals.
Yeah.
Yes, hard to be disagree here. We are definitely a virus for a world, for our planet, for everyone.
Yeah.
Gerard, maybe you disagree.
Unfortunately, it's quite true. Because the problem is animals, there is an ecosystem and they have predators over them. And we don't have, we are on the top of the chain. We only, the only predators are ourselves because we kill each other. And with our deeds, maybe we are going to waste all the resources of our planet.
That's right. That's right. Maybe another virus. Maybe another virus will cure us, cure our world from us. Some penicillin, aliens, and so on. I think we will have discussions about movies about aliens, and we can think about it. So we have only last questions. What is an EM pulse? Pulse. I don't know how to use it.
Pulse.
Pulse. Okay. So what is that? Who can explain?
I can explain.
Please.
It's an electric. I don't know. It's an impulse that stops all the electronic machines. Electromagnetic, I think electromagnetic pulse.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to, I think it's the machines, the electronic machines are switched off. It doesn't affect them. But if they are switched on, they're going to blow up.
Do we have that weapon just now, or it's just?
I don't know if this
science-
technology exists. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
we-
Teacher Lee can lighten.
I have heard about some systems which can damage electronics and so on in modern armies, but I don't know what is that electromagnetic impulse or not. Teacher Lee, what do you think?
Yeah, we have E-impulse weapons right now, missiles that will explode. And what happens is electronics use very small electrical current, very, very small, like 10 to the minus 12 amps or something. So an E-impulse generates electronic radiation that induces high current in those tiny circuits, and it overloads them, it burns them out. So it electronically overloads the circuits for a second and burns out the circuits where it's destroyed. And we do have that today. I'm not sure how perfected it is, but I know we're working on missiles that when they blow up will wipe out satellites and missile electronics to cause them to go useless during a war.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So after exchanging with such missiles, the guy with the sword will win.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Any last comments, everyone? Anyone? Well, it's pretty experimental. It looks like successful experiment for me, and I'm going to schedule another class on the next week. Please share your suggestions about movies, about what we like to discuss, and these questions help us a lot. So please share, and thank you very much for this discussion.
Good questions.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.